Alrighty, gentlemen. We are up and running. Up and running.
I would like to make a commercial here.
You would?
Is anybody on Facebook part of my artwork group?
Yeah, I joined it.
I knew you were, yeah. If not, I'll send you all invitations. If you don't want me to, I won't. Send me one. Okay. Also, I'm available for character sketches. Just all you have to do is send me a detailed description.
Oh, let's see if we can find some maybe not.
Sounds like a firefight. People's getting over. Going on.
Well, alrighty. We're here at episode 65. Sure you don't want to try for episode 69? And let's see if I can recap. It's been a couple weeks. So, the group of the Savage Six has embarked on a journey through time and space, or only time, to gain revenge for the nobles of Newstone, who were burned alive by a dragon at the fair. And along the way, they have made deals and defeated things and traveled in time to obtain weapons that were told to them that would be able to defeat the dragon. And now they, after acquiring the 4 weapons of the assassins of Forsooth, they have come back. They were put back at the fair before the dragon came, but this time they were armed for battle. They had other allies to help them, and the dragon was thwarted in killing the lords of Newstone. And for their reward, or for their bravery, they were asked to come to the Lord's home and be honored by all. And they accepted that invitation. And during a wonderful meal, the Lord and Lady that they had previously seen killed but in this time were saved, spoke highly of them and their bravery, and then their wise man came in with this book that they had been told about through their adventures, the book being the Phylactery of the Lich, forsooth. And he started recounting the stories and giving praise when a child wearing green strode into the great hall and once again asked for his mother's help and changed into the dragon, and the fight was on. The Lord and Lady were ushered by the advisor to a concealed door behind the high table. Following them into the hallway, the concealed hallway, was Waldor, played by Dan, and Ein, played by Chris. Outside, Valmir, who had become pregnant and her baby mysteriously taken from her womb in a previous time and space, had now gone completely mental. And at first she shot at the dragon, but then she shot at Garrett. And Garrett, whose only focus is revenge and killing the dragon, decided that he would attack Valmir, and the dragon hit Garrett, and that is why he is laying down on the raised platform there where the head table is, with the table knocked over and hit on his back. And Valmir having a mental breakdown. She doesn't know what she's doing. She can't handle all the guilt. And I roll a die, and whatever comes up is what she does. So there you have it. So meanwhile, during this, Kelf decided he would go to the back of the hall and lock the doors, so that way no one could get in and no one could get out, he assumed. And he is back there behind the dragon. And we were just going to start round number 4. And Gaspar is here, and for some reason Gaspar put up a wall of fire so that way the people in the tunnel could not escape or get out, and no one could go in there either. So, currently there's a wall of fire here that's been up for 1 round. And unless anyone would like to add anything to the description of the current events. Yes.
Okay.
You'll notice the figure is missing its right hand. It's all black and withered. Because Gaspar has a withered hand. I don't remember if it's his right or left hand, but...
yeah, it's my right hand.
Okay. So, that is
Look at the
deal.
drawing.
Am I forgetting anyone? I don't think so. Alright, so you guys are down in here, and Ein had come in. He was going to go back up, but then he saw there was a wall of fire and was like, oh shit. So, that is where we stopped, and that is where we'll continue. And no thanks. And we'll turn that down. So, unless anyone wishes to add anything, hopefully you have your current hit point totals and other assorted things. And if so, we will carry on. So, let's start with actions for round number 4. And we'll start with Garrett. You're currently flat on your back in front of Valmir and the dragon.
I would like to get up and attack.
Well, that's just movement, so your action is to attack?
Yes.
Okay. Kelf?
I will cast.
Okay, cast a spell. Gaspard.
I'm gonna do the holding thing where I'm getting ready to cast, but I'm holding, and I'm gonna ask a real quick question. Who is the obvious biggest threat?
Well, I would assume that would be the dragon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm kind of, Gaspar's holding up for his last shebang here, so Gaspar's just holding his spell.
Okay, so you're readying. You're going to cast
Yes.
the spell. So what is the trigger and what is the target? Or no, I'm sorry, what's the trigger?
The trigger is if I am attacked directly.
Okay, so now you realize if there's a chance that might not happen, and then you'll have to cast it at the end, or it just goes away. Okay. Okay, well then, unless no one has anything else, Waldor, as far as like your spells and stuff, I don't think you have cast. You had used your bow. Were you here? No, you weren't here for the game where you shot Basula and Ein killed him.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Okay. So yeah, then the big battle last game, Basula was trying to stop the murder of his son, and he was destroyed. So, Balmir's action will be this, and Ein's action will be that. Waldor, do you have an action?
I can't see through the fire, right?
Unfortunately not.
Okay. I'm gonna just
There's the right now the Lord has a lamp that he's carrying that's providing, or I'm sorry, a candle that's providing just enough light around him, and he's kind of.
so I can see.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that wall provides some light.
Is it messing my
You
vision
having
up?
dark vision, you can see up until him, and then you can't see past him because you would be looking through the area.
I'm just gonna like take in my surroundings.
Okay. Alrighty then. Since Waldor is here in person, roll initiative. Beat a 5.
8.
8. Okay. So on very fast, you take in your surroundings. You see the doorway with the flames that you can't see through. You can see smoke, and it's I don't remember, Gaspar, didn't you say that the side that had all the heat was the one that was facing out of the, like towards you, if I remember correctly?
Facing the enemy, yes. He took some damage.
So you see it, but you can you don't see like the edge of the tunnel catching on fire or anything. You do see a little bit of, just a tiny bit of smoke, but not much, kind of lingering at the top of the tunnel. The floor is not like finely crafted out of the. It's more like it's like wooden planks that are thrown down to make a floor. This is definitely what you would call an escape tunnel, not a place to live or a place to move goods or anything. So, and the Lord and the Lady that you hadn't seen the first time because you weren't there at the very first game session, basically. Excuse me.
I thought the blender was kicked on for a second.
Oh, this is work.
I love that ringtone.
Well, you need a cheese order?
Been a while since I've heard it.
Okay, so not remembering, but let's just go to save order. All right, you're welcome. Bye. Okay, bye. So, on a side note, I am now the produce manager at the store, no longer the dairy, but I'm still ordering dairy. So, it's really great.
Congratulations.
That's cool that you trying something new.
Well, it's definitely new. Did you guys read my shirt? Can you see that?
No.
I can't see you all.
It says World of Skell, World Dinkus, Explode! Fumble!
Send me some Missouri watermelons, for God's sake.
No watermelons in Florida?
They're not the right kind. You need rocks in the soil. They don't have rocks in the soil down here, man.
You know, I've been hearing a lot about Florida Man lately.
I always hear about
Florida Man would be fertile. Florida Man is like Elric.
Florida Man don't want to be told what to do.
Florida Man is like Elric. He's a force of chaos.
Okay, so that was on very fast. On fast, I will say I'm not sure what to do. I don't know if I want to go anywhere. I want to try to help them. He will use clairvoyance to try to see out, and he fails. Okay, so we now go to fast. Volmir does, okay, she turns, faces the dragon, holds up her ring, and I need Garrett to roll a perception check, please. And Gaspar, roll a perception check, please. And Kelf, roll a perception check, please. So we'll start with Garrett.
38.
Okay. And how about Gaspar?
It's a D30 or D20?
D30 plus your intelligence.
29.
Okay. And Kelf.
20.
Okay. Well, you must have rolled terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Under 10.
Garrett, you from your back, as you kind of look over and you see Volmir turn, you see her hold up her hand and the ring kind of glints off of it, or the kind of a glint off the ring, and the dragon looks right at her and neither one of them moves. And now we go to Garrett. For movement, when does your spell go off, Kelf?
Average.
Okay, so then it is Garrett's turn because movement happens after action. So Garrett will stand up, which is a half move. And if you attack on fast, you can't get there. So if you attack, the only way you can attack is if you throw this particular round.
Okay, I will.
Because in other words, if you were to move, you would then have moved on your action because you had already moved to get up. You understand? Is that okay? So anyway, so and I'm guessing that you throw on fast, or is it on average? Okay. So is that something you still want to do, or are you doing something else, or are you just going to delay?
No.
Hurl that spear.
Yep.
Okay. And what is your target?
Vulgar.
All right.
Oh.
Well, you're at +2. I think +2 from behind on missile, but let me just double check it. Let me just double check it, because if you can get the bonus, I'm sure you'd like to have it.
Did you guys hear about the midget mentalist that escaped from prison in Australia?
No.
Authorities are warning that there's a small medium at large.
Wait, what?
Can you say that again?
Did you hear about the midget mentalist that escaped from prison?
Mentalist, okay.
Authorities are warning that there's a small medium at large. But
all right. Well, until I
that
can
today.
until I can find something different, I'm going to say you do get the +2 rear attack.
Is the bonus from Master Phelps still out there for Stony cast?
Well, it's only this is only the 4th round, so go ahead, Daryl.
I had cast Battle Song last I remember. Did I cast something else? Or after that?
That was given a plus to hit and a plus to damage, I believe.
Okay.
It could have been a bless.
I thought it was something where I asked you if you had to keep chanting for it to work.
Let me look up Battle Song real fast, because I've got 3 rounds marked on here for it.
Okay.
So I did cast it, and let me make sure.
That would make sense, because this is round 4. And the first round you would have cast it, so that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
And while you're looking that up, I'm going to get a glass of water.
New song, I'll be assuming, 50-foot cube. +1 attack, +1 damage, +1 to saving throws, and +2 to all ability checks. So when we all made our perception check, we should have had a +2, but sorry, I forgot about it. A faint echoing keeps the sound of the caster's song alive until the spell expires. The duration is 7 rounds.
So it sounds to me like you cast it and then kind of a weird sound continues on and you can do other things.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, alrighty then. So you're at a +3 to throw from behind.
That is a natural 18, which puts it at a -16 on the class.
Okay, so I didn't remind you that there is those two are close enough to be in melee. You would need to do a called shot and be delayed a phase.
Who's in front of me?
Volmir. She's not.
So he doesn't have to throw.
No, she's not 5 from you. She's 5 from the dragon.
I'm not throwing at the dragon.
Yes, but they're okay. That's fine. I see what you're saying, and I see what I'm saying, and I'm gonna overrule whatever I'm saying. So, roll damage.
Well, I mean, if you explain to me what's going on, and if you overrule it and you go.
Well, my thinking was the rule is if anybody's engaged in melee, you have to do a called shot, or it just picks at random who it strikes. But they're not really in melee. They're not in melee so much as they're doing something else, which is why I'm thinking if she's just standing there being still, that wouldn't really qualify as moving around.
Yeah, you said they were not.
So.
Well, if you would like to go ahead and pick which one it is.
No, I'm overruling myself. So you hit. Roll Dinkus. Unfortunately, there is no bonus to the damage on a backstab, unless you're a thief.
That'd be 7 points of damage. Do I get asked a question?
When you throw, no.
Okay.
Okay. So you fling the thing. It strikes Volmir in the side, slicing her, and then it falls to the ground right there. And she's like, ah! And she turns around and glares. And then she looks back, and the dragon's like all like it broke them out of whatever they were doing. And the dragon, you got its attention again. So whatever they were doing, you were like, oh yeah? And now they both are like, why you? So,
Draconis interruptus.
yes. So now we go to average. And Volmir will ask you, Garrett.
Me?
And she says, do you want to live or die? You may respond with a few tiny words if you wish.
Now, who's saying that?
Volmir.
To me?
Yes.
Oh. That's tough. I'm here to die.
Okay. Okay, so make a charisma check, please.
31.
Okay. She gives you this look like, like she's perturbed that you answered such a way. And she then turns back to the dragon. The dragon then looks at you, Garrett. And now we go to Kelf casting a spell on average.
All right. After I bar the door, I turn around, I pull from my pocket a golden coin that has an elven woman and boy riding a dragon on it. And I begin to rub this as I pull from my satchel a crystal crown encrusted with jewels. And I go down on both knees and I bow my head. Mighty Cahulan, benevolent and wise, I pray that you will grant me insight into the mystical forces ensconced in this crystal crown. Please allow me to harness these magical energies and defeat the wicked dragon. And with that, I place the crown on my head, and I am casting the spell Idea. It's a second level spell. The duration is instantaneous, and the area of effect is me. And the spell stimulates the priest to experience a flash of insight. In game turns, the DM reminds the priest player of a fact or event that has been forgotten, overlooked, or discounted. Thus, the DM might remind the player about an important clue that the priest discovered and that the player did not consider significant. The spell can be cast only once in any 6-hour period. If there are no forgotten facts, the DM can, if desired, reveal new information relevant to the condition at hand. Of course, the DM should adjudicate this spell carefully, and that's it. So if you would like to read it, it's on
oh no, that's
page
good.
344.
That's good. would you like me to text this to you first?
If it's easier for you, that's fine. If not, you can say it with everybody listening.
Okay, so the DM will give you this idea with the caveat that if this is new information, then I did not do my job properly up until now. So, the dragon is the son of Volmir and Vasula. The dragon wants his mom to turn away from being an assassin, the minion of Osnan, the minion of Forsooth. Anyone that has the Osnan weapons is a minion of Forsooth. So whatever you thought about this dragon or Vasula, that is either you thought correct but you went against it, or you now realize that the people with the weapons are the evil people. If they succeed, then Forsooth wins. And the dragon is attempting to save his mother from that fate. So is that new information?
It is clarified information that wasn't really clicking in Kel's head.
Okay, so do you feel
So
like...
it's,
Well, hold on.
it works as a moment of clarity.
I was going to say, do you feel like the response was appropriate to the spell cast?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then I'm good with it if you are. Okay. Okay, and that is what is revealed to you, and also what is revealed to you is that the crown was put away previously by the sisterhood, and that the red-eyed one always betrayed the sisterhood, and this one did the same thing, and they can't help it, but that is no reason to take...
Hold up a second.
Go ahead.
You're still talking to me about
Yes.
the spell?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought...
That's okay. I'm just giving you more information. The manipulations of Forsooth are always about defeating the White Witches, and you being an elf and having the crown of Solinor, an elven god, you should always try to save one of ours rather than let them go to the dark side. That is also revealed that Volmir was caught up along with her friends, and Forsooth is playing the long game, as in thousands and thousands of years of a long game, and that it has come down to this moment, and if you choose poorly, then he wins. Okay.
Very good information.
Okay, so now we go to the loser's side. Oh wait, you guys were the loser's side. Okay. So then we go to slow, which is nobody. And then we go to very slow, which is the last phase. And that would be the dragon. And
What about me?
well, no one's attacked you.
Okay.
So it is the dragon's turn. And the dragon looks at its mother and it says out loud, "I'm not leaving you again." And Volmir just flat out says, "Go. Go to where you are named." and she turns and she faces Garrett, and she takes her foot and she tries to kick the spear up to Garrett, to not like to stab him but to catch it, and she rolls plenty good, and she goes flip and flips the spear up, and you can catch it if you want, or it'll hit you, so you snag it, and now you're standing there, and the dragon turns and starts to barrel towards Kelf, and it is going to do a move through, and with that, Kelf, the first thing is you may take an attack of opportunity on this beast if you would like.
No, but because I have not taken any attack this round, I would like to use my tumbling to leap out of the way.
Well, I will let you add that to your saving throw. That's the way this works. So it doesn't, like, if now you make a saving throw versus paralyzation. So because you have tumbling, you get to add a +4 to your saving throw.
That's fantastic, and the battle song gives me a +2. So I have +6 to a saving throw versus paralyzation?
Correct.
I need a 6.
So just don't roll a 1.
I rolled a fucking 1.
Oh no! Roll again! Roll again! Fumble!
20!
Okay, so
now the 20.
just a plain failure, that's all. So what happens is it like moves past you and you're trampled, and it's not like sitting there stomping on you, it's that it's moving and you weren't able to get out of the way. That's what that meant. So
Right.
you're underneath it going, so it has to roll to hit you, even though it's not, it's just because that's what it is. So
As he clubs me, I say out loud in Elvish, I'm sorry.
okay, so that hits an armor class of -11.
Barely hits,
That's
right?
a hit.
Okay, so let me just make sure that a move through here. Blah blah blah, and this thing's like
I had a
gargantuan.
guaranteed 6 with my bonuses. Roll a couple.
You know what?
Just,
That makes it more fun, I think.
it's just my luck.
It's
Just
more. I
create
mean,
a moment of excitement.
it's more fun. Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna die, I hope.
It's like Destiny. I mean, it was like Destiny. You were meant to get hit by the dragon.
That's all right,
The
there.
only
You're
thing you
not
can
gonna
do is
die.
roll a 1 to get trampled. That's what you
Just
do.
be crippled for life. It's okay.
Okay, here it is. So you're forced, basically you're kind of forced 1 square from your current location. Oh no, that's when you save. Okay, so no, you're trampled under, and the save is modified by a -4 penalty for a creature 2. So let's see, medium, large, so no, and then huge, and so you had a -8 to your save anyway. So you were at a
-2.
-2, so really you needed what, a 4?
Yeah.
And you rolled a 1. Okay, so
Well, he would have needed an 8.
okay,
He needed 6.
yeah, but there's a huge size difference here. This thing's
Right, no,
gargantuan.
but he had a +6. Subtract 8, which is -2. And
Yeah.
he needed a 6, so we had to roll an 8.
No, you're going the wrong way. Oh, I see. Yes,
Right,
he's
yeah.
right and I'm wrong. Okay, but it doesn't matter.
So,
So we go man-sized, large, huge, gargantuan, I think. You just make sure those are the right. I don't think I'm forgetting
That
something.
sounds right.
Okay. Yeah.
Colossal.
Okay, so
I ask you a question?
hold on. So Calc, you suffer 3d4 in trampling damage, and you're laying prone. So you take 6 points of damage.
What, you said 3D4?
I did. These are d4s, but they're shaped like 8s because I can't grab. I fucking can't hardly grab 4 pointers.
Oh, okay. I was like, man,
Yeah.
those look like 8s.
I special ordered those so I could grab them. Okay, so Gaspar, you had a
I
question.
like that idea.
Gaspar, you had a question.
This dragon is gargantuan.
Yeah.
This thing is filling up this room.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Alright, so I have a
But I'm
question.
going to cast my spell.
The
What
sizes,
good it does.
just for clear, I mean, this isn't really important, but just for like future gameplay, the sizes are tiny or small, man-sized, which everyone here is except Waldor, large, huge, and then gargantuan is the last one. So anything bigger than huge is gargantuan. Even if it was 1,000 foot tall, you still go gargantuan.
Oh, I thought there was colossal.
Okay, so it goes through the doors and out, and it's got it's got a good move, so it can move faster than even Kelf or Garrett. So, but that's as far as it gets on this phase. Well, it doesn't matter. It gets to finish its move. So, okay. So now, hold on. Now we go to the after the round, and Gaspar, if you want to cast a spell right now, you can, or you cannot.
Is the dragon running away?
Yeah.
Okay, can I describe what happens?
Well, I'm not.
Gaspar cancels his spell. You see him fall to his knees. You see his withered hand shrink even further, and he just vomits bile all over the floor. That's how you can see.
Nice. Anytime you have monkey's paw and blowing up ingots, that's A. All right.
He canceled my spell.
Okay, so now you don't have to pick. Since you just said spell, theoretically you can just get rid of a first level slot. You don't have to waste a big one. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, because it was a big one.
Well, don't just say, oh, I was going to cast Magic Missile.
No, okay, well, you see Gaspar fall to his knees, grip his right hand to his chest, and just puke all over the place.
Okay. All right.
So I had a clarification. But when I was looking around the room, did I see anybody holding the book?
Yeah, Franklin, the advisor. Well, you don't know his name. He never said it.
Oh, okay. So,
And his fig isn't there, so what? I guess I forgot it. But he's there. We'll use Pumpkin Guy. All right. Okay. So that is the end of the round.
I get up.
And yeah, you haven't moved, so bloop, you stand up. Okay. So that is the end of the round. We will now go to round 5. Volmir will say a quick couple words, which is to Garrett, and she says, "Your call, to the death, or we go take out forsooth." You may respond if you wish in a few words.
Forsooth now, but this is not over.
She gives you a wink. Okay, so actions, and we'll start with. Well, we'll see. Okay, we'll start with Garrett. You're the leader.
I'm going over to Master Kelf.
Okay,
so
See if he's okay.
hold on. Gaspar.
I cancel the wall of fire and try to stand up, or stand up shakily, wiping puke from my chin.
Okay, so I did some research on canceling your own spells, and what most people online thought it was was like dropping your weapon. It doesn't really count for anything. So that's not really much of an action. You can pick something else if you want.
I look towards the man with the book.
So, okay, you're going to look down the tunnel.
I canceled. Okay, okay. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I thought he was outside there.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold my action. No casting.
Well, what's the action? What's the trigger?
People coming out of the tunnel.
And the action is what?
Talking.
Okay, all right. Kelf.
I think what I'm doing is considered attacking.
Okay. Oh, and though the dragon is there in front of you on his movement, he's out of the building.
Okay.
Just so, do you want to change your action, or are you still good?
I'm good.
Okay. So now we come back to Waldorf. The wall of fire has dropped, and looking out now, you can see that Gaspar is there, like clutching his hand, and he's looking a little shaky. But then after that, there's like a table in the way, and so
I'm really not looking towards him. I'm looking towards the back here, though. I'm looking this direction at them.
okay.
Because the wall of fire was protecting me, I was looking around.
Well, you know the wall of fire's gone because the light that it gives off is gone.
All right, but I'm facing him, and I'm going to talk.
Okay. Okay, so Ein will move. Ein will look at you and say, whatever, and he will move out to see what's happening. So, unless someone... Oh, that's right, Kelf, you are attacking. So, you would go first, technically.
Okay, my move is 15. Can I make it to Garrett, who is moving toward me?
I would say, since both of you are sort of moving in that direction, and unless one of you specifically wanted to move first, I would say you would both meet in the middle. Are you good with that?
Okay. Yeah, and as I'm moving toward you, Garrett, I say, you've got to stop this.
And Volmir will just kind of follow along at a distance, not like getting ready to backstab. She's just watching. Okay.
And when we get close, I will attempt to disarm Garrett and take the spear from him.
Okay. So, Garrett, roll a d10. Let's see if you're surprised. So I feel like you wouldn't see this coming.
7.
7. Okay, no. So there's no surprise. So, Kelf, you both move towards each other. Garrett's like coming over to see how you're doing. You said, Garrett, we have to stop this, or something like that. And then you like twitch, and because he sees that,
in my eye.
he sees that there's something's going to happen. So your attack, however, is very fast, which is quicker than his if he was to do so. So you're going for a disarm, right? Okay, so if I remember right, Garrett, you have both hands free, isn't that correct?
Yep.
Okay, so that...
You just want the spear.
I
I
understand.
just got the spear back.
Yeah,
She kicked it up and he caught it.
yeah. But I mean, you don't have your shield, if I remember. Wasn't that something that was destroyed or left behind?
No.
Or
It got knocked out of
Okay.
my hand, so.
okay, so disarm. Okay, so this is one of those opposed jam. Okay.
I have it every day.
So the character attempting to disarm, first of all, roll to hit.
Okay. We are both under the battle song still. So that's a +1 to that. And mine to hit. Tackle is 7. So I hit a -8.
Okay. Now the intended victim rolls to hit, and tell me what armor class you have?
Natural 19, which is critical with the spear.
Well, this is not you attacking. This is an opposed
Okay.
jam.
That
So
would be negative 17 because that goes to 2.
okay, and because you have 2 hands on the weapon, you get a bonus of 4.
No,
Okay.
a master doesn't suffer the same penalties when trying to disarm opponents. And I am a master of martial arts.
Okay. So
You can disarm an opponent against two-handed weapons at -4 instead of -8. Well, you've already figured that out. Thank you. You said -4, and you are correct.
okay. So the -17 is better than the -8. So the disarm does not work, and that is your first attack.
Okay, well, I reach out and I try to grab it from you, and I'm saying, you can't attack her.
You have...
But when I say that I can't take the spear, I will let it go.
Did you see who gave you the spear back? She did. We've got things to do. Either you're on board or you're not. Let's go.
This whole quest is so twisted and confusing, but you are holding the weapons of the Olsmere, whatever, I can't think of the stupid name, Alcinar, and that makes you a minion of Forsooth.
Guess who we're
And
going
for him to be defeated, she has to kill you and all your buddies that are carrying these weapons.
Guess who we're going to go kill now, since the dragon's gone?
Tell me, please.
Forsooth.
So what was that mechanical monstrosity that dropped the crown if that wasn't Forsooth? I thought we destroyed him.
No.
And with that, I removed the crown from my head and put it back in the bag.
Okay, Ein comes out and looks at Gaspar and says, "Are you all right?"
Are you all right?
"Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on up there?" And Ein will move quickly to attempt to join in the conversation. And I don't know why, I've got the telemarketer, so no. Why the fuck am I getting a bunch of calls? Okay, so Ein's like, "What's going on?"
And very drawn.
So, Ein did not see Kelf attempt to grab the thing, and Ein's like, "Why did the dragon leave?" And Volmir says, "Because I asked him to. Because Garrett was going to get killed." And she goes, "But I saved his ass. You're welcome." She says, "But Garrett's right. We need to kill Forsooth." And Ein...
So where are we supposed to find it?
Ein says, "Well, the Franklin had the book. He's in there with
We can't
Waldor."
destroy the book until you guys are dead.
"Well, we're going to have to fucking
Well,
change that, aren't we?
back.
We're going to have to kill Forsooth. That's the only way, Garrett."
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, Gaspar's not looking too good.
So while that.
All right, so pause there. All right, so you want to try to talk to this guy holding the book.
So I looking the other direction. So I look at him and I'm like, "I do not remember your name, but through these travels, I have become the High Priest of Forsooth because I call upon his powers to do my bidding in his name. I require that book so we can go and end this. And put a stop to all this fighting and center him as the God of all things, so that nothing can ever displace him. This is the final battle which will just make him the one God of this whole world. But in order to do that, I need the book so that we can call forth the ultimate powers of his weapons. That dragon must die. And I'm using fast talk.
Okay, roll.
No, that's a 20 total.
Okay. He says, I see that you carry one of the weapons, but that is certainly not a priestly weapon. But it's okay, you're probably confused. We should go get the others, so they may be shown the spoils of victory. Why don't you go collect the others, and we will wait down here? And the Lord's like, yes, we'll wait for you all down here in the tunnels.
Okay. Do I believe them? Or do they feel like they're lying to me?
I mean, the second edition doesn't have an insight roll.
Okay.
But I will say that they said it just like I said it.
All right.
They weren't like wink wink or anything. They seem pretty, I mean, the whole thing has been in honor of the Osnan, so it would seem kind of weird that they would host this big thank you, and then, I mean, I don't know what's down the tunnel, but
no, I just thought maybe they were lying about staying here and they were going to run off, kind of thing.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but
so I go out, I leave and I go outside.
Okay, so the first thing you see when you get up is you see Gaspar standing there trying to compose himself.
And a pile of puke in front of him.
Yes, or some kind of smelly liquid.
Black bile. Black bile.
Okay.
Okay. I walk past him. I hope you feel better today.
You hear a conversation going on up here with these four individuals, and you guys
I make sure not to walk through the puke.
You guys hear Waldor scramble down off the high table and waddle over. So right now, is there anyone that wishes to do anything other than talk? Hearing nothing? Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to head straight towards Waldor.
Okay. Well, when Kelp gets back, he can say, can you hear me, Daryl, by any chance? No, he's probably crumping. Okay, so you walk over, and I'll just say Kelp is like over here in between Volmir and Garrett, getting ready to break up the cat fight. And then, so here you guys are right there. And Gaspar, do you want to remain behind the table, or do you want to go up and see if you can hear what everyone's talking about?
Gaspar, with this horrible expression on his face, just starts staggering towards everybody else.
Okay. So
Flipping his right hand to his chest.
Everyone is now here, and you can all talk about whatever it is you want. If someone wants to do something else, obviously let the Dungeon Master know. But there's no one else. There's no one else in the room. There's the lit atmosphere of the party before is gone, and it's replaced by the low light of candles that had burned down, and several lamps that are not lit, but there's like a couple are, so it's considered low light. And there's a bunch of destroyed furniture.
Light.
So you're going to cast a spell?
Light.
Okay. And
On
so...
the ceiling right above me.
Okay, so Gaspar says some type of magic word, and the area is lit up with a little round see-through globule of light that's providing whatever the spell says, which I'm guessing is probably like 30-foot radius. So, okay, so
Yeah.
go ahead.
My attention was drawn to Gaspar as he came closer to the group, and I will go to him and ask if he's okay. Are you okay, Gaspar?
Now,
What's happened to you?
Hold on, Daryl, can you see this? Everyone's just kind of in a circle right now. Are you good with that? Can you see that?
Yeah, like I said, I just moved to him.
Okay.
If I'm not next to him, then please put me next to him.
All right, you're there. So you're right.
And I asked you, what's happened?
So
are you okay?
I canceled my spell. It was painful to do so. I'll be all right. And I wiped some crap from my lip. I'm sorry.
I too must apologize, and I turn to the group because I'm trying to catch up with your quest, and each of you has your own goals here, and I'm very confused, but I cast a spell and I gained some insight, and I thought it cleared things up, but now I'm just as confused as I was before. Because
I tried to do something very nasty and powerful, and I had to pull it back in. So that's why I'm like this. So
I am here. I am with you guys to destroy Forsooth. But it's my understanding that because you hold the Osnan weapons, that you are the minions of Forsooth. And from the insight I gain, Volmir must kill you before we can actually destroy Forsooth.
she says,
So
well,
I
I'm not...
apologize if my actions seem erratic, but the knowledge that I've gained is conflicting what I've seen, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. I will be as much help as I can.
Balmer says, well, I'm not doing that, so that's there. I'm not doing that. And
Forsooth will not be destroyed.
Well, here's the problem. These weapons need to be put away before we go attack Forsooth. They need to be...
They are the tools of Forsooth.
I understand. They need to be put away. They need to be put back in the vault. That crown...
Okay, you don't mean sheathed, you mean put away.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that crown needs to be used to remove the influence of these weapons from all. Because as long as we have these, he controls those. You can't use them to fight them anyway. So, they won't let you...
So how do we put them away, Waldor? Where is the vault?
You have the spell.
I have the spell?
You are the elf. It is a relic of the elf. Call on the god, and he will tell you what needs to be done. And where.
I received knowledge from the crown when I first possessed it.
What's the god's name?
That told me.
Solinar. Put the crown on.
That's who I've been told.
Call for Solinar.
I've been told that.
I know. Put the crown on. Call on Solinar for all his power and knowledge to show you how to enact the crown and put the weapons away. That is what happens every time. The crown is used to put the weapons back.
Okay, I'll try it. I reach into my duffel.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
So, as you reach in, Garrett, in your head you hear, all elves must fucking hang. Stab him. Kill him. Ein, you feel something. And your eyes turn red. And Waldor,
Do I notice any shift in their demeanors?
Make me a perception check.
God damn. Even on a D30, my perception is 14.
You didn't roll a 1, did you?
I don't even see my fucking duffel bag.
You didn't roll a 1, did you?
God damn, did I drop that thing? What is that?
Okay. Waldor, you need to do a opposed roll.
What am I rolling?
Charisma.
20?
Yep.
We can't win on these dice tonight.
Beat a 27.
27.
I had that a couple
Nope,
weeks
that's
ago.
a 20.
Okay.
Kicking my ass.
Alright, so this only applies to Waldor. He says, I ain't giving this up, and he moves to attack Kelf. Garrett, you have the option to do whatever the fuck it is you want. You were told what I told you. Volmir is like, ah! And she holds her hand up in the ring and she starts to change into the scale thing and she's going, no! And Waldor, you pull the bow out and you try to shoot yourself and you think to yourself, antipathy. Roll. Like all the times that you did this before. That's a 15.
Yeah.
That's a hit. You immediately dropped a 1 hit point. And just like I described from the when it was shot into the creature, it's like Ein, Kelf, so roll to see if you're surprised. Roll a d10, Kelf.
D10?
Yes.
7.
Okay. So, though you don't notice the changing of when you thought, or the roll that you had, you're not surprised when Ein moves to attack you, so we will have to roll initiative. Garrett, do you have an action?
I yell out to cease.
Shit, he wants me dead.
Is that your action?
Yes.
Okay, so, roll initiative, Kelf. Beat a 9.
8.
All right. So you're like starting to reach into your bag when you notice fucking Ein, and you're like, and so you can, well, I guess I should have asked you for an action first before we rolled. So go ahead. What's your
Well,
action?
my action was to use an item.
Well, but that was before you were getting attacked. So do you still wish to do that?
I will attempt to disarm.
Just say, okay. All right, so, the first thing that happens on very fast is that the spear says to Garrett, if you don't fucking do this now, me and you are through. All elves must fucking hang. Okay. Volmir's like, ah! And she starts to back away holding her hand. So you roll to disarm. Okay, so we'll do like we did before. So, roll. You go first. Tell me what armor class you hit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This, the spell, that battle song spell has ended.
Okay.
Because we had time when we were out of combat.
That makes sense.
Okay, so with that in mind, I hit a -10.
Okay, so he's got to roll super high. But let me double check his tackle here.
Just 7, 8, folks.
Mine isn't.
Okay. So what did you get? A -10? Okay.
Correct.
So he's going to have to get super high. And not good enough. Okay. So, on a disarm, you roll a... Come on, fuckway. There it is. Okay. Okay, roll a D10. I'm sorry, roll a D3 -1.
0.
Okay, so the weapon falls at the feet. And that's what happened. Now you have offhand.
Yeah, is this very fast or fast?
As far as I know, it's very fast.
Okay. Offhand. It's a -12.
That's a hit. Roll dinkus.
Six points.
And roll a D8.
Oh, I want to mention that I rolled a 19, which is a crit. I should have mentioned that when I first did it. It just now sunk in that I rolled a 19.
On your offhand?
Yes.
All right, explode.
Woo! Kapow with a 9. That hits -2.
Okay, roll percentile.
80 even.
Okay, so you, as he gets ready to attack you, your primary hand, you say, "Doo-doo," and you chop his hand, and he drops the weapon at his feet. With your left, you come up and punch him in the stomach. Roll a D8.
Add strength or just a D8?
No, just a D8?
6.
Okay, and he is not knocked, or no chance of knockdown on that. Okay, and that was your turn. Now on fast, oh, that's right, you already went.
I have another attack.
You do. Are you going
On
to?
fast,
Are you
yeah,
going to attack him? Go ahead if you want.
All right. Oh, 2. That hits an armor class of 5.
That is a miss. Okay, on his turn, he will pick up the weapon, and that's all he can do. And you will, if you wish to strike him while he's attempting to pick up the weapon, you roll to hit.
Can I attempt to kick the weapon out of the way?
No, because it is not.
Okay, I'm striking. 20!
Explode!
Hey, maybe get lucky and he'll fall down instead.
A 3. I rolled a 3 on my explode.
All right.
That hits negative. That hits armor class 4.
Regular damage.
Except it's a critical because it's a 20. 2 plus 5 is 7.
And roll D8.
8.
Oh.
Hey, the dice are going really fast.
And he rolls a 1, so he is knocked down before he can pick up the weapon.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Get off it!
So... unless anyone has any action at the end of the round, we are finished with this round. Gaspar, you're watching this chaos unfold. You want to move?
Help me, Gaspar.
Do you want to move anywhere?
I'm casting.
Okay. So next round. Casting. Garrett, action, any?
Attack. Attack.
Volmir, nothing. Waldor?
I want to drop the weapon.
Okay. That's easy enough. You have a different action.
Oh, okay. Can I drop the weapon and cast?
Yes.
That's what I'll do then.
Okay. Kel.
I will attempt to pick up Night Fang and throw it across the room as far as I can.
Alrighty. Round 2, here we go. How about Gaspar roll initiative? Roll a D10.
What did I roll?
D10.
D10.
Beat a 4.
I rolled a 7.
Alright. So, on very fast, Waldor drops the bow and begins to cast.
What do I need to roll?
On fast.
I think I go.
I'm attempting to grab that sword.
Okay. Okay, so on fast, Ein will get up, although Monk, you're going to try to grab the weapon. Okay, so go
I'm
ahead.
trying I'm grabbing it and throwing it across the room.
Okay, so roll, it's a non-moving object, so roll anything but a 1.
I hate it when you say that. 4.
Okay, you grab the weapon. You need to make a charisma check, please. Beat a 36.
Let me just make sure I'm rolling there. Yeah. 22.
Okay, so when you pick up this weapon, you have a vision of, like, you leave, time is different now. You see a vast field of dead elves in various states of demise, destruction, torn limbs, broken bones. And you guys are frozen right now, but I think you'll come back here in a second. And at least I hope you do.
I think the internet dropped.
Well, let's see. That's still going.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, connection lost.
Are they back?
No, it just says connection.
Now this is still going.
So your Chromebook is losing connection then? Is that the Chromebook?
This is the new one I bought.
Right.
Connect.
Yeah, you're back.
You really went somewhere, didn't you?
Of course, at the most,
You got to put down one.
at the most inopportune time. Yeah, really. And you leave the world of Skell. Boom.
Right when I hit the cat's tail, man. Bang.
Okay. So you're in a field. The field looks like a battlefield with dead elven soldiers in various states of broken bones and torn flesh and pools of blood and looks of horror. And you look down and you see this weapon dripping with blood and crawling off in the distance. You see what looks like a, I don't know, like a, almost like a snake, but at the last second the snake turns and looks and opens its mouth and comes towards you, and it's missing one of its fangs, but you also notice that its eyes remind you of Count Strahd, and then you're back and you're holding the weapon. And you realize that if you continue to hold this weapon, you will be lost, and you will lose all your connection to Solanor, and you might as well tear up your character sheet.
I scream and I hurl it as far as I can across the room.
All right, roll a 20. Attack the wall.
20!
20.
All right, roll it again.
Tell me it sticks in the stone. 15.
All right, so you take the sword and you let out that blood-curdling scream, and your ears are like, "Doo!" As if like you really got to crap your pants, and you're straining your ears, are going, and then you say, "Zing!" and you fling it, and the sword goes and slams right into the wall and sticks out, and blood actually pours from the hole in the wall, and it's creepy and weird and fucked up. Okay.
I hate it. And I love it.
So, Garrett, it's your turn. Who are you attacking?
Well, the one that tried to take my spear.
Well, it sounds like Kelp to me.
Yes, it does.
All right.
Visions of sugar plums dancing in my head.
Help me, Gaspar.
Garrett, you're at a +1. You're at +1 for a flank.
Armor class of -8.
That's probably a hit. Do you wish this creature to die?
The spear says so, so yes.
This is when he runs me through.
The spear is like, oh, that's some tasty elf. So roll your total damage, please. And he's man-sized, so.
19 total.
And you have a knockdown. What's the knockdown on your spear? Is it a D8 or a D10 or?
It's a D8.
Okay, roll your D8.
1.
Okay, no chance of knockdown. All right. So,
19.
we go to Ein. Ein stands up
You said
on this
you
face.
said 19 points of damage? Yeah. Okay.
Gaspar, when does your spell go off? Your spell on fast? Gaspar, is your spell on fast?
It's 3rd level.
What's the speed?
It's blink.
I'm sorry, the casting time.
I don't know.
Oh.
I have the book.
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure it's quick.
Are you going to
It's
look that up?
blink.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dan's
What
going to look it
level
up.
is it?
It's 3rd level, he said. Blink. I'm assuming it's fast. So when you cast the spell, what happens?
You see, I just start popping around at random in the room.
Of course you do. Because why not? You know what's
I'm
good
very
with...
hard to hit physically.
1.
Oh,
Casting time.
all right. So your casting time is fast. It's a 1. So technically, before any of the shenanigan there happened, you were like, "Well, do good." And then, can you read aloud the spell description, please?
So by means of the spell, the wizard causes a material form to blink directly from one point to another at a random time in a random direction. This means that immediately attacks against a wizard automatically miss, and the initiative indicates they fell after he has blinked. Each round the spell's effective, wizard rolls 2d8 to determine the time of the blink. The results of the dice roll is used as the wizard's initiative for that round. The wizard disappears and instantly reappears 10 feet distance from its previous position. Direction is determined by a roll of 1d8.
Okay, Gaspar, roll 2d8 first.
Cannot blink into a solid object.
14.
Okay, so that's 3 squares. And then roll a d8.
Wait. No.
Whoop.
So he rolled 2d8 and he got 1.
14.
So that's when he blinks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, 14.
Okay. Now he rolls another d8.
Oh, it was 10 feet, wasn't it?
Right, he automatically moves 10
Okay.
feet.
Yeah,
So
10 feet.
Right, but he'll blink
All right,
10
so-
feet.
straight ahead is 1. So roll a d8, Gaspar.
No, it tells me
Six.
what. 6.
6?
So 6 is to the left. It has an end.
Oh, okay.
So on
All right.
14,
Okay, so
he will move 10.
does he roll
To the left.
2d8 each round? Or
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just-
He rolls it every round.
All right.
Each round the spell is in effect. The wizard rolls 2d8 to determine the time of the blink.
Okay, so you've cast the spell, now you haven't blinked yet. I see how this works. Okay.
I'll leave that open.
Okay, so that was fast, and then that happened, and then I got up on fast, and then I forgot what Waldor was doing.
I go on average.
Are you casting
I'm
a spell?
casting a spell.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Volmir is shouting, "Stop fighting! We need to kill forsooth!" Okay, and now we go to average. So, what is your casting time?
5.
What is the... Okay, Garrett, you're up with the second attack. Kelf?
Armor class of -10.
That's a hit. And the same question.
Thank you, Dan, for looking up the spell.
Yep.
Go on.
I'm gonna tickle his ribs and taste his heart.
21.
Damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, Waldorf's spell goes off.
Alright. I call on Unural's darkness to come forth and hold these dominions of Forsooth still! I cast Hold Person on Garrett, Ein, and Volomir.
Okay. And with you casting it on 3 people,
There
is
is
there any
no-
minus
No.
to a saving throw?
No.
No. Okay, so I need Garrett to roll a saving throw versus spells. Or is it a spell
It's
versus
spell.
paralyzation?
No, it's saving person.
Okay, throw a saving throw versus spell. And you have that -1 because of your wisdom.
I need to roll an 8, and I rolled a 17.
Okay, that's plenty of success. Alright, Gaspar, why don't you roll for Ein? Roll a d20. Oh,
18!
Oh, that's total success. And then Kelf, roll for Volmir.
My thing's on a weird balance, so sorry.
15.
That's a success. All right, so they all three make it. Okay. So we're still on average. So now Garrett already went. And Volmir has already said what she's going to say. And then she says, "You all a bunch of stupid bastards. I'll go kill Forsooth myself. And then I will move and run as far as he can, which would be 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is far enough. And he will try to pull the sword out of the wall. Make a strength check, please." He rolls a 17 plus his strength. That is successful, and he pulls out the sword. And that's his turn. And he looks at Kelf and he says, "You shouldn't have done that!" And his eyes turn red. Okay. And then we're on slow. And Garrett...
Wait.
Oh, yes, Gaspar? Oh, yeah. So, nope, it's not you yet because the speed... Your speed is 14, and I think it only goes up to 10, so you're going to be on very slow when you blink this round. Now, next round you rolled that 2d8 again. So, okay. So, Garrett goes again. If he wants.
That's an armor class of -7.
That's it.
Oh, shit. 22.
How you want to do this?
Well, it's just straight into you.
All right, hold
Takes you
on.
away from the spear.
Hold on. I just remembered. Kelp, you have 2 attacks, right?
Well, my action was to pick up the sword and throw it,
Right.
so
That's 1.
normally I have 3 attacks around.
Well, you have 1 phase where you attack twice,
Yes,
and that was used up by doing what you did.
I see, and then I would have 1 left.
But now, is that only for martial arts attacks? Like, do you get 2
Yeah.
attacks if you're using a weapon?
No, I would have the same attacks that the weapon allows.
Oh, all right. So then everything.
That's just on my martial
Okay.
arts action.
All right. So then everything's done correctly, and the sword has pierced you somewhere. So Garrett, Kelf, do you
So
have?
give the amount of damage, please, just so I can have a proper negative.
What was that?
What was your damage again, please?
22.
Okay.
So what does that put you at, Kelf?
That is -6.
Okay. So, would you like to attempt to have any last words?
I cry out.
Well, hold on. I think I actually have rules for this.
Oh, God.
Now the rules.
Oh, for last words.
Nope. You fumble your sentence.
Hold on.
You meant to say
Nothing.
Tabasco, but you said alabaster.
No. Now, you went to say
Nobody
it, and you
knows what
fumbled
you
it.
mean. You die in vain.
It's literally some prayer, you're reading something by Bukowski.
And so you all go to...
You quote emphatically Homer Simpson. Don't!
Drop the
Okay.
vernacular. It's
Okay.
annoyed me.
Kelf, I would like you to make a system shock roll, please.
That's percentile?
It is. It should be listed next to your constitution.
I rolled a 67, and the number on my sheet is 75.
Okay, so here's what you can do. You're helpless, okay? But here's what you can do.
Yep.
You can, like, say 10 words or less. You can move 1 foot in any direction. You can scribble 5 words or less. It would be a Dungeon Master call about other small type things. And so if you want to do that, and here's the thing. You remain conscious but helpless. Hold on. You remain conscious but helpless for a number of rounds equal to your level.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Each round you're going to lose a hit point. So you probably won't make it that far. So you might, though.
If I'm conscious, can I cast a spell?
No. That takes...
No, you said I'm not.
Okay, so...
You said I'm not.
Is there anything you would like to say at this moment?
I feel the spear pierce, I don't know, my side, my back, my heart, whatever it is. And I stumble 1 foot forward. Kahoolan, accept me. I am your humble servant. And I fall to the ground. And as I fade, you hear me say, I'm so thirsty.
All right, make me a charisma check, please.
$21.
Holy shit! Okay, so you say, I'm so thirsty, and everyone notices this. A little flash that grows bright as if someone had a old style camera in his bag, and it overtakes his body, and as Garrett pulls back the spear, Kelp's body turns white and then a see-through as if made out of glass or crystal, and then poofs and all's quiet and he's gone.
Is the crown gone too?
Everything's gone. If you examine, there's nothing left of his there. And we will come back to that after the game, because there will be a prologue, and then you guys can ask questions. So, okay.
Cool.
So, Volmir looks at Garrett, and at the end of the round, and she just takes off, and so she moves as far as she can move up to there. So Ein's like, let's get forsooth, and he moves that way too. So we're out of combat, so they're just moving that way towards the tunnel. So what does Garrett and Gaspar and Waldor do?
I retrieve my spear. Or my shield, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's easy. So
Looking around on the walls, is there a sword hanging on the wall?
make me a level check.
On what?
30. This is to see if you're getting lucky.
Ooh. 37.
Yep, apparently one of the guards dropped their sword.
I'm going to pick that up.
Okay. And then what?
Put it in my sheath.
I mean,
Follow the other ones.
you're going to follow them? Okay, what are Gaspar and Waldor doing? Waldor?
I pick up the
Kill
bow.
one.
Hold on.
And then I'm going to pick up the bow, and then I'm going to cast Cure Curse Wounds on me.
Okay. And Gaspar, you're looking around. And yes, all of Kelp seems to have disappeared like I described in the while we were playing here.
I stopped blinking.
Okay. Anything else? Waldor appears to be casting a spell upon himself. So go ahead.
I just step away from everybody. A full moon.
Are you following the people that are heading towards the concealed tunnel?
No.
Where are you going?
I'm just stepping away from the front door and the back door.
All right, so you just kind of move a few steps to the middle of the hall. Okay, so you cast the spell.
All right. I call upon the power of forsooth to come forth and heal me. So that's 1d10. So 6. So at least I'm at 1 hit point.
Okay. Volmir and Ein head down into the tunnel. And Garrett, you're following?
Yes.
All right. And that leaves Gaspar and Waldor out there by themselves. Oh, Garrett, go ahead.
Had the king and queen and Franklin already departed?
Well, they're certainly nowhere to be found.
Okay.
Ein, anyway, after a while, Ein's like, Volmir, let me go first. And Volmir says, I can see. Can you? Okay, so out here, Waldor, you just cast a spell, and Gaspar's by himself. Now what?
Well, better go after them. They can't kill them by themselves. And I have no idea how we're going to remove the weapons control from those who have them now.
Oh, Garrett, what, you want to say something, or were you just waiting?
Oh, no, I was just
Okay.
quite about it.
So, Waldor, you start to move towards the tunnel as well?
Yes.
Okay. And Gaspar, are you just staying out here by yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
I look a nasty, pale, drawn. My eyes are all black and my pupils are blown. I don't look very good.
Okay. You guys are walking down the tunnel, and at first it's dark, but off in the distance, a few, several tens of feet down, you see a dull light, and it kind of allows you to make your way down the tunnel. It doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go other than back. Gaspar, you're left behind.
I'll start following everybody else, I guess.
Okay, you change your mind, and you're like, hey, wait up, and you try to catch up.
I just shuffle after him.
Okay.
No, I don't call out.
Okay.
I'm talking to Ein as we're going.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell him the advisor gives us the book or we take it by force.
Okay. You want to, well, okay. All right, so you come down the tunnel.
The book. Twisted evil knowledge.
You come to the end of the tunnel, and there's a bronze door. And in the bronze door, it appears to be well crafted. It's almost shiny, like it's been polished. And it's got a huge round ring that you would pull if you wanted to open it. But in the door, you see 4 depressions or carve-outs. And one of them looks like it's a circle. And one of them looks long and thin. And one of them looks kind of like a W shape. And one of them looks like it's kind of fatter at the top and kind of curves to a point. And it doesn't take a genius to figure out that these things look very similar to the shape of the 4 weapons.
Are they the same size as the weapons?
As you move up to inspect, you hold out your spear, and it looks like it would fit right in. And when you do that, your spear says, "We are almost there. Proclaim yourself to be the Osnan. Place us in the door, and you will be given your heart's desire." So you go ahead and stick the spear in there?
Yes.
Okay. And when you do, it kind of like, you hear it like a, and you pull your hand out and you see a light go, and it forms like a lightsaber sound, and it goes from the middle to the top and the bottom, and it illuminates it as if it is in a case almost. And then
After I do that, I touch it and say, "I will miss you."
Ein's like, "Well, you did it, so I'm doing it." And he goes over to the one and he puts Nightfang in, and the same thing, and a red backlight frames it, and it comes out.
I point the bow at myself and I say empathy, and I'm going to shoot myself first.
Make a charisma check.
17. You know we're going to die on the other side of that door, right?
Volmir,
Wait, this every day.
Volmir's like, "I'm killing him."
We don't have
She takes the
enough
ring off. And
life force
she
to,
goes-
to do it.
puts it in the hole, and you hear, and then a round circle, and that same reddish glow comes out and illuminates her pale face, and it seems to intensify the red in her eyes as she turns, and just for a second you see the visage of death before you realize it's just Volmir in a red light. And they all turn to you.
Here's the death. I put the bow up there.
Once again, the shape goes from the middle, and then you hear the door. A little bit of dust falls, and the door, and apparently it's been unsealed. You grab the ring. Okay, and you try to pull it. Roll your open doors. That'll be on your strength, and you want to roll. Add a d20 to the number next to your open doors. It's probably for you. It's probably like a 16 or 15 or something.
20.
A 20?
Oh, I'm sorry. Open doors. That's why I was on Ben base. Ben bars lift gate. Sorry. Can't talk.
So you're adding a d20 to whatever that number is.
It'd be a 26.
Okay. So you pull and you pull and you can't open it. So Ein's like, "Let me help." Roll again. Meanwhile, Gaspard, you're creeping up and you're about 20 feet away, and you can see them doing something on this door. You can't really see past them. You can make a perception check if you want. But they're working on
D20?
a D30 plus your intelligence.
All right. 27.
Okay. There's just
29.
okay. So you both
29.
try again.
Roll again?
No, you're good, Gaspar. You're good.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Ein looks at Volmir and Waldor and's like, "Come on, pull!" So Volmir reaches up.
They're obviously flustered at the death of Master Skell.
She grabs the door, and she looks at you, and she's like, "Come on,
What am I to do?
come on,
Alright.
roll."
Oh, I roll an 18 plus an 8, so
Natural 20.
26.
All right, so all four of you, as soon as you're getting ready to tug, as soon as Waldor goes up and he's like, "What am I going to do?" and he barely touches it, the thing goes, "Ah!" and the scent that comes out, it's not what you were expecting. but it's kind of familiar because just for a second there's like this tiny little bit of mist that creeps along the floor before it dissipates. And the scent of like a cinnamon almost comes out. And you're like, what the fuck?
No. I'm like, yep, that's what I expected.
Okay, and then Garrett, you can open the door all the way now if you want. It's open.
I'm going to.
Okay, and you open it. And in this room,
Mist everywhere?
you see, well, no, just a little bit kind of creeped out. And you can see there's a little bit on the floor, but it's not like very high. Like it only comes up to your ankle. So, but you're walking on solid ground. And in the room, there's no light.
So I can see.
So Waldor, you can see 30 feet, which is up to here. And you don't see anything. And the same thing, or no, it's 60 feet, isn't it?
60 feet, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can see up to here then.
Okay.
So that you guys are all up here. So I'm going to say, Gaspar, you're back here. And then everyone else is kind of right there, kind of
I walk
jammed in.
I'm still walking up to join everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. You can tell how close do you want to get.
I moved past them.
How close do you want to get to them, Gaspar?
10 feet.
Okay, that's where I got you, 10 feet.
So
Okay.
I moved past them so I can
So
see into everything.
You start to walk in and you can see the walls are that far, but you can't see up here. So are you going to walk until you can see the back?
Until I can see the back, yeah.
Okay. Volmir will go ahead and walk up, but then she says, I'll stop halfway in the room. Garrett and Ein, you're in total darkness. What do you want to do to... You don't have any light sources.
Okay, I'm walking in.
Okay. And Ein will just stay by you. How far do you go in, Garrett?
About 20 feet.
Okay, right there. Okay. So, from this distance...
I can see you now.
That's good. So Waldor, you walk all the way up and you see back here, you see a table. And on this table you see a coil of rope that kind of rises up. And Volmir is saying this, she's describing, she says, there's a coil of rope on a table on the far end. But that's all.
Where's the far end?
Wait, you said the coil's rising
can't
up,
see
the rope
anything.
rises up?
It's like a mound.
It's
like mounded.
okay.
Like it's coiled up to make a mound. So how close do you want to get to that?
Now I can't see you. I don't understand that.
Hey, Ein!
Well, if you can see me, then just go ahead and turn your camera off. It's fine.
Daryl's gone, but I can't. Yeah, okay.
Daryl's got his
I'm
camera
here.
off,
I
but
can turn my camera
he's
off.
listening. Okay. So, you guys can talk or do whatever you want to do.
There's some rope up there for you, Hein.
It's like rope.
Yeah.
Can you cast a light spell, Waldor, or Gaspar? Oh, Gaspar didn't come in.
Hey, Gaspar! You back there? Gaspar! Did you come or you...
I'm at the door. What are you yelling about?
It's dark. You can't see anything.
They can't see and I don't have no
Right.
spells left.
You're going to cast a light spell again?
That's my last one, fellas.
All right. And what is the range of the light spell? And
For the first level.
is that the
And my
first?
level's probably covered.
That's first level, right?
Yeah.
there you go.
Okay.
So, spell causes illuminating glow equal to torchlight within a fixed radius of the spell center. Objects in darkness beyond the sphere can be seen
I
at
think
best.
torch is 30 feet. I think. All right.
It
So
isn't mobile unless centered on a movable object.
where do you center the light, Gaspar? Because all you can see in front of you is darkness.
Above me, 10 feet above me.
20-foot radius.
Okay. So the light then would be here, and then 20 feet would be 10. So basically, you just lit up where Ein and Garrett are, and that's it.
Okay.
So Ein and Garrett, you can now see each other, but then past this where I drew this, you can't see anything.
Okay.
All right. So,
There's a rope at the other end of the wall.
a cool, cruel laughter starts to come from the coil of rope that Volmir and Waldor can see. And rising out of the coil of rope is a skull. And in all of your minds, except for you, Gaspar, you hear these words. And unfortunately, you realize that when you gave up your weapons, you voluntarily failed your saving throw and relinquished your soul to the dark power. And you hear these words. You have come far, and you recognize the voice. You have traveled long. Your reward is eternal, as is my life. Come, serve me for the rest of time while I make plans, my Osnan. And that is the end of our story. The end. So, I have nothing to say other than, first of all, thank you for playing. Second of all, thank you for putting up with less than stellar online gaming. And now I will take questions
Kel's the only one that survived.
answer them to the best of my ability. Gaspar, you are the only one that escaped.
Wow. Boy, do I go back and write a bunch of scrolls and books.
Okay. So, does anyone have any questions for me? As I said, I will answer them truthfully and to the best of my ability. If you don't, that's fine too. I thought maybe there might be some questions about how the times worked out and why things looked the way they did. For you guys that came in like halfway through, some of this stuff wouldn't make any sense, and that's just what you get when you join halfway in. So we make the best of a bad situation, I guess. All right, go ahead, Gaspar, you're first.
I got away with that mask.
Okay.
That's right. Nobody noticed me take it. I just took it and put it in my bag, and I got that mask.
The Mask of Bastula.
Don't worry, we're going to come kill you for it later, because I'm sure Pursuit's going to want his prize.
Oh, it's going in my vault. Don't worry.
All right, Randy. Randy is
come and get me in my desert tower. He's welcome.
Randy is the leader of the Osnan. What any questions or any wanting to know why something was the way it was, or?
Well, I would like to know about time travel and how far back and forth we're going, if we're going backwards or if we're going forwards or both.
Okay.
Because that was one of the things that we discussed.
Okay. So the way it was laid out from the beginning was there was 4 weapons, and they didn't go anywhere. They went to a different time. So the weapons in the book were named in an order, and they were named in the order of the most furthest back in time to the most forward. But when you guys decided to choose weapon 3, you went forward, and then you chose weapon 4, which means you went to the furthest point. And the reason that you didn't understand what the dragon was talking about is that the dragon at that time said, "This is it. It's over. There's nothing else that can be done. I'm dying." And it was trying to get his mother to make peace, and nobody understood. So that's why the dragon died in the cave, because that was the end of its life.
Okay.
And that was, the time jumps were every 2,000 years. So you went 2,000 and then you went another 2,000. And then when you went to the third weapon, you went all the way back 4,000 previous, and that's where Frunctious Gunyan was, and everyone was like, yay! And then you guys fucked that up. And then you threw in the side sloogie of the fucking giving the super cool thing to the most evil dude, so then I had to put in a fucking, like an edit, basically. Well, now what happens? And then once Forsooth touched the book and the evil of his phylactery broke the good part from the bad part, then the timeline reset, and that's when you got back to here. So that I just had to think, well, what would happen if you give the ultimate good to the ultimate evil? And it was like a creature of, I am the thing that, because the crown of Solinor, so it made him Solinor. Even though you guys were like, that's fucking Forsooth. No, I'm Solinor, bitches. So, go ahead.
When people show up on my tower, I'll know who they are. I got them written down. I drew their pictures. All of that.
Go ahead,
There's
Garrett.
the Queen, minions of Forsooth.
Yes. The whole royal party is Forsooth's minions.
So if you remember from the first game, the dragon came and killed them. Well, he was trying to save his mom, who was there, and he did until you guys took up the quest to not save his mom.
Yeah.
So I call it the major disruption is what you're saying.
So here's the problem.
Hold on, wait. So, did that answer your question?
Yeah, because there was talk among players on what to do with Franklin and the King and the Queen. Because the plan was to go down into the hallway and follow them, take the book by force, and kill them all.
Well, here's the thing. We should have let the dragon kill them, take the book, go with the dragon, and killed Forsooth. But
you didn't.
everybody kept thinking, I mean, this is what I kept trying to explain over and over and over again, but nobody seemed to understand it is, if we're going to kill Forsooth, then why are we killing the dragon? But people were like, oh, we got to kill the dragon because that's the quest. I'm like, but no. No, if we're killing Forsooth, the dragons are allied because it doesn't matter if he's good or bad or anything, or the dragon army or whatever. Those are the bad people.
Okay.
And then you would argue like,
Hold on. All right,
they
that's
had the
fine.
book.
That's fine. That's okay. So, another question that was brought up was when you guys went forward in time, though you didn't know it, and you went to the island and you got Skin Piercer for the first time, right? And then the dragon, you heard the dragon and it showed up and it looked down and was like, there you are. So at the time you guys thought, how did the dragon come through the portal after us? Remember that?
Yep.
So the dragon didn't go through the portal. It went to the cave, and when it found out you guys were there, it came. So that was 2,000. That dragon waited 2,000 years for your ass. That's the only reason it knew you were there. It didn't follow you through the portal.
it just sat around.
I mean, it had this beautiful cave where it was conceived. Hence, it was called Locutus because it was conceived in the caves of Locatat. So, okay, Dan,
Did Greta live a good life?
sure, she was sad you were gone, but, you know, can't win them all. Dan, do you have any questions for me or any?
So you were going to explain about kelp. Or you said you...
I will. I'll come to that.
Oh, okay. But, I mean, I really didn't have any questions. I kind
Okay,
of
that's
understood
cool.
what was going on.
That's good.
The issue between I knowing versus my character being able to put it together, you know, because there was things that I knew because I was told out of game what happened before I showed up and stuff versus things.
Well,
my
you could have
character
been
never-
just that. Should consider that you guys traveling together and you tell stories. That's all.
Well,
I don't have a problem with that.
so I mean,
That's not even metagaming.
but that was the thing, is they never really talked to me about certain
Well,
things.
when
so-
you're traveling or you're spending time, you don't just be by yourself. That's not.
Well,
That's not really the way
we
it's
would
supposed to
talk
work.
about things, but it was never like the key relevant things, and my character wouldn't know to ask specific things because, you know, every time I thought my character would be cued towards, you know, oh, hey, you know, I didn't know that was going on, or hey, what happened with this? I'd try to ask things and stuff, but I mean, it would help
Communication
if I
was not the group's strong point. I agree.
Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was just the fact that there are certain things we wouldn't talk about because there was no issue for us to really talk about them, so it wasn't relevant information. You know, when you're running for the first, you know, like 8 episodes, you know, because your life is threatened, you're trying to figure things out, and it just, you're not talking a lot. And then later on, when, you know, you start talking amongst yourselves, there's just things that aren't relevant to talk about anymore.
All right.
Well, you're sitting on Dan's thing, about to talk, on a side, you have to remember that in my ear the whole time was a spear, talking to me. The spear send me text messages.
I used to have an axe that would do that.
And
Yeah,
the spear
maybe
was-
maybe I overdo that. I don't know. But they're just so much fun. I can't help it.
Well, no, if
and
something's...
struck the-
They're evil items.
It's like D&D fucking. You know, once you get a good taste of that fucking evil weapon pussy, you just want to keep drilling it. You know, that's all.
It doesn't even have to be evil weapons. I've known lawful good weapons that, you know, force their will upon people as well. I mean, it doesn't just have to be evil. It's they have the will of their own. They were made for a purpose, and if you are a weaker willed person, they will dictate their actions upon you.
And there was no necessarily preordained person to have any certain thing, so you guys just figured that out amongst yourselves. But I will say, once you started leaning in towards your weapons, then, you know, it would make sense that there would be weapons that you could use because you were the Osnan, and that's the weapons of the Osnan. So, what about you, Daryl? Any weirdness or wondering why shit was the way it was, or are you?
Well, it did take me a while, you know, to figure out the fact that these guys, because when I joined and they led me to the crown, which was my personal quest, I felt, you know, they were companions or compadres, you know, traveling companions at least. First game, I analyzed balance, and I could see that they were all of an evil ilk. But, you know, that doesn't stop a neutral-based character from dealing with those people. Because, you know, knowledge is not good or evil. It's just to be gained, and it's in the user. But I enjoyed all the playing. It was just hard for me to keep up with the repetitive activities and the whole gist of the campaign, having, like you said, you know, come into it late. You just have to go with the flow. And by the time I figured it out by casting my idea spell tonight, and then it was like, okay, I'm on the wrong side. I need to start doing this the other way to fix things, and it's a little bit late for that, but I had to try. So I felt like Kel came in and played his part by getting the crown back in, or focusing the efforts on the crown a little bit more maybe. And it was an epic ending, getting run through with an evil spear that loved to kill elves and got to drink the ugliest elf's blood.
The key episode, though, for you, Daryl, and the look on your face was when we turned on Destiny's husband, Fulmer's husband, and killed him. You were going,
I know, man. I was like, holy shit. That was the first, I said it that night. You know, okay, I see now how evil you guys are. Now I get it.
Destiny, we're having a after story question. If there's anything that you wanted to know or wanted clarification as to why a certain thing happened, we've discussed the timing, like what time period was each weapon in and why the dragon kept trying to get you to not follow through. You gave Garrett a choice. You said, do you want to live or die? And Garrett was like, I'll die. And so you were like, okay, and you were going to fight him. And the dragon, you had talked to the dragon and was like, go on, get out of here. This is bad. I'll take care of these people. So the dragon went back to the cave where it was conceived. Hence, Locutus from Locatath. So you guys are all Forsooth's assassins now. That's how it ended. I don't know if you can see this, but you're all here, and there's a little skull here that's Forsooth, and he's very happy. He's just dying to meet you.
So are we the original? So are we the only Osnan that have ever existed then? Because we went back and
I don't know. Are you? I don't know. I don't know.
Time unit.
Gaspar, you came in really late, but was there anything you would like, either clarification or question, anything?
Gaspar realized early on that he was in a bunch of religious fanatics, and that really the only thing he could have done was protect himself, but he gained a whole lot of knowledge, and then he went back to his tower.
And how about you, Destiny, before you fall asleep? Do you,
I expect they might come after me sometime.
you have any questions or any kind of thing that you'd like to know? Because the story's over, so I don't have to keep everything a secret now.
Oh, okay. So, I didn't kill Garrett?
No, you said you were going to fight him, and then it was like, we can keep doing this or we can go kill Forsooth. And he was like, let's go kill Forsooth, but after that, we're going to do this. And you were like, whatever, and you winked at him, and then you went after Forsooth. And
you guys did attack each other a couple times before the stalemate.
Okay.
Um,
Is my son dead?
No, he left.
He left? Like, he just went back to the cave and that's it?
Well, that's where you asked him to go, and as far as you know, I answered before that the way the times were set up with each weapon in a different time, that 2,000 years in the future is where you guys went first. And so, do you remember when you guys were in the eye and it was, you got Skin Piercer and then the dragon appeared up there? He didn't follow you through the portal. He waited in the caves for 2,000 years until he heard about these strangers, and he was like, and he flew to the island and was like, fuckers! And you were like, so.
But why did he try to kill his mom then, at that point?
He probably didn't know it was me at first.
Good question. Either you could say he didn't know then what he knows now, or you could say He didn't try to kill her. He wanted to get everybody or anything. Just stop the fucking Osnan. And it didn't work that time.
It didn't work in the end.
No. No. And
So what about Basula?
well, Basula's, unfortunately, he's deceased. But
We had to.
if you remember when you met him, that's in the future.
Yeah, he was in the woods
Oh.
before I first met
Or
him.
no, Basula, yeah, so that was in the past. Yeah, no, it was,
That was in
it
the
was,
past when
it
we
was
were-
Batulus that you met.
Mm-hmm.
And
I met
Batulus,
Basula.
Batulus was able to go through a portal because there was clothes where he was similar to what he wore at the end as to the beginning. Dan noticed that. Waldor did. So Batulus and Basula were actually the same person.
Okay. Okay. So whenever we were in the tavern and Bachelus came to me whenever I was singing, he already knew.
Oh, speaking of that, I had this one clip I wanted to play for when you guys went, but they wouldn't have understood what it meant. But now that you're here, I will play the song that I found that's playing whenever you come to me, my Osnan.
Is that one of the songs
Yeah.
she sang?
So anyway, I figured that would be a nice touch for the end of the road.
So you know it'd be cool sometimes if we come back and play these to go out and do his bidding somewhere against some other characters of ours.
You never know when whenever you hear whispers of evil things coming in the night and drinking their blood or making someone sick or perhaps outright killing them, or the Osnan are the boogeymen of the Elven Kingdom.
We'll talk to Bart about this.
So where at on the map were we playing right now?
You're just up there by Lankmar.
Oh, okay.
The whole adventure took place in roughly 100 square miles. The only time that you really traveled further than that was when you went to the Elven Temple and you were on the airship. That was kind of a long journey. But anyway, I guess we'll wrap this up. We are finished. We are done. You all survived. Oh, and let me wrap it up with Master Kelf.
Yeah. We
So-
all survived.
Master Kelf, you awaken in a large, only you can think underground cave. Imagine the Senate of the Republic from Star Wars, how it rises up as high as you can see, and every so often there's little stone-shaped balconies But in the middle, on the floor, is a ring with all these elven symbols that you recognize with your religion as the elven gods. And as you kind of look around and you see a light from your pack, and you look down and you pull out the crown, and from above you you hear a ah! And you look up and a huge bird flaps down and lands in the middle, and it looks at you and it actually speaks, and it says, "Have you come to return the crown of Solanor?"
Yes, I have.
"Then climb upon my back and we shall fly."
Fantastic. And I do my best to climb up and
And as the music crescendos, you take off and you fly up and up and up until you come to a ledge. And on the ledge leads over to a small alcove with a little hole carved in the wall and a symbol that you might have seen that reminds you of Volmir. Looks like a note. And you know to go there because it is the symbol that goes with the crown. And do you replace the crown?
place it on the shelf.
And when you replace it on the shelf, you hear it and it locks in, and then the bird turns to you and says, "Go, servant of the Seldarine." And just for a second it looks at you and it changes into a regal elf with flowing hair and a large cape. And I need you to roll a religion check.
I don't have religion as any kind of proficiency.
Roll a d20.
18.
You're not sure who it is. But he puts out his hand.
I reach out.
And when you touch his hand, you're back in the cave. And the protector, that creature that you touched the first time,
Statue.
it just kind of steps back into place and holds still. And you're free to travel till you take your last breath.
I kneel and pray.
And scene.
Very good, very good. We all survived!
Sort of.
Did we?
So, I will be taking a little bit of time off to set up something next, and we'll see where that takes us. So, other than that, unless there's any further things, I bid you good night. Pleasant dreams and have a, what is it? Sweet dreams and have a pleasant tomorrow, or whatever they used to say.
Yep, and don't fumble.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, roll dinkus, explode, fumble! Yeah. Good night, Facebook.
It is great getting to play with everybody. See you next time.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Jason, send me that request.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that tonight.